welcome back. Welcome back to Shut It. How you doing? How you doing? We got some great breaking news. Really good dumb news of the week. This one, straight hot off the presses, New York Post, breaking news. Wisconsin child, age 3, escapes crib and walks to McDonald's while mother and twin sister sleep. That's right. That's true news. That's true New York Post. The little man was sure loving it. His mother, not so much. A Wisconsin mother recalled the frightening moment she woke up from her sleep to discover her child was missing, only to find the 3-year-old had escaped his crib and fled to McDonald's. He was not in the house. He was not in the basement. He was not in the front yard or the backyard, Marissa Pfeiffer, the mother of twins, explained. This little boy woke up, put his shoes on, and walked to McDonald's because he's a true-blooded American. Pfeiffer told Today.com that she fell asleep next to the children. However, when the mother awoke from her brief slumber, she made a heart-dropping discovery. One of the twins, Aiden, was not in the crib with his sister, Isla, and even more gut-wrenching, his shoes were missing. That's kind of scary. Pfeiffer said she checked the neighbor's backyard, a place where her son is known to wander off to. I thought that's where I'd find him, she said. And they'd have a bunch of rocks that he likes to play with. Okay, that's pretty. Why don't you buy? You know why he left? Because he's playing with rocks at his neighbor's backyard. They have a bunch of rocks he likes to line up and play with them. The 23-year-old mother immediately called 911, terrified about what could have happened to her son right under her nose. That's crazy. Police responded to the distressed mother's home in 2 seconds with a photo of her son in hand and later informed Pfeiffer that Aiden was safe at McDonald's across the road from their home. We run in and he goes, "Hi, Mom," Pfeiffer told the outlet, finding her son hanging out in the play area of the fast food chain. Okay, I'm just gonna say one thing. He went to McDonald's not for the chicken McNuggets. He went there because they have toys. They have a whole play area. What do you have? You have rocks in your neighbor's backyard. That's why he went to McDonald's. Anyway, let's finish. Pfeiffer explained that she was too relieved to be angry at her son as he was found safe. Aiden, who his mother said is a big fan of McDonald's, told her he went to the independent trip because he was hungry. "I almost bought him a Happy Meal, but I was embarrassed," Pfeiffer said, "and I just wanted to get out of there." Pfeiffer has since installed a child-proof safety locks and latches on her doors in the effort to prevent the children from sneaking out to the McDonald's because they want to play, because you don't buy them toys. That's not what it says. I just made that up. The toddler yearning for McDonald's is so extreme that Pfeiffer explained that he would wake from deep slumbers if they pulled into a restaurant drive-thru. So that means he would, even though he was a really hard sleeper, he just sensed he was at McDonald's when she went through the drive-thru. Okay. Fries, nuggets, and apple slices, he'd eat that every day. You shouldn't be, I'm not going to food shame, but maybe you should cut back on the McDonald's. I'm just saying. That was actually the first time going to the Playland. Okay, so that was the first time we went to the Playland. She used to buy a McDonald's every day, and then she said you can go play with, because it's so expensive, you can go play with rocks because we can't afford toys at our neighbor's house. But he was like, I'm going to go play at McDonald's Playland. Aiden probably thought, or maybe not. The TikTok, okay, so this TikTok has been viewed over 2.8 million times since being posted on July 31st and has garnered over 500,000 likes. That's right. Hey, psst, guess what? This is our 30th episode anniversary. It would be kind of cool if you would like and subscribe. I'm not gonna take my kid. I'm not gonna feed my kid McDonald's every day. But if you want me to, like and subscribe, and I will. She loves McDonald's. She loves that place. But just if I don't want her to eat there every day. Commenters were pleased to hear that the boy was safe and the mother was not alone in the wandering toddler fiasco. I don't even understand what that means. Okay. My son did this. He didn't walk. Oh, so people were commenting, oh, me too. My son walked to McDonald's. across the street, and my husband and I were sleeping, and a cop came to our house and said, "Hey, I think I found your son. He's at McDonald's." And they were like, "Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed." On a positive note, he is a go-getter and has a lot of confidence. "My kids wouldn't go into a store by themselves for the longest time," one mother wrote. Oh, so people are praising this child for leaving the house, a 3-year-old, going across this long, busy street. You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember that show? I did a little episode on it. What is that show called? The toddlers who go in Japan to go shopping for their parents. But we're talking like 2-year-olds who cross major highways, and they have these secret hidden cameras following these toddlers. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, what's the name of that show? Old Enough. That's right, Old Enough. So yeah, it's kind of like Old Enough, where the toddlers in Japan would go shopping for their parents, but there were hidden cameras, so they were safe. It's sort of like Old Enough, and they would go get rice. They would get, like, I don't know, sushi. But in America, ours are doing it without ours are doing it without hidden cameras, and they're going to McDonald's like true freedom fighters. Somebody writes, "I want to send Aiden a McDonald's gift certificate," another commented, saying she's so glad he's safe and he's a brave boy. I wouldn't send them a McDonald's gift certificate. The mom sends them there every day. You know what I would send him? A doctor's certificate to get his heart checked, because he's 3 years old and he's eating McDonald's every day. He probably has like the most, maybe a good candidate for, type 2 diabetes, Ozempic or something like that. I don't know. Look, I'm not judgy. I'm not judging. Look, some people, if you say, "Oh, I took my kid to McDonald's for, because we were traveling, we were driving really far during vacation, and there was nothing around. Of course, I'm going to eat at McDonald's. Do I eat there every day? No. Do I eat there every week? No. Will I eat there if I have to do a quick, cheap and cheerful, get in, get out, eat something, get your chicken McNuggets? I don't eat chicken McNuggets. I usually get like a spicy chicken, something like a breaded, spicy, fried chicken thing with like a medium fries and water. And that's just me. Put your comments below. Do you take your children to McDonald's every day? And if so, why? And how are they feeling? Do they sneak out of the house in the middle of the night and just say, "You know what? I'm going to go to, I don't know what another fast food. I'm going to go to Carl's Jr. I'm going to go to Subway. I'm going to go, I don't think there are any playgrounds at Subway." I guess he was bored. He's got rocks in the backyard. You should give him some toys. Number one. Number two, yeah, why don't you put locks on the doors? You got 2 little kids, 3-year-old twins, and you're not locking the doors? Okay, this one's the dumbest one so far. Are you ready for it? It's not even from the New York Post. It's from the Huffington Post. I saw it. I said, I got to talk about it. I think my Shut It audience is going to love this one. Are you ready? Small style handbag, Tenaire. I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's a smaller than a grain of salt, sold for 5 figures auction. The green handbag has a Louis Vuitton logo. I got to put a picture of this up. I'm going to put a picture of this up right now. Check it out. The green handbag has a Louis Vuitton logo, and according to the bag's creator, is narrow enough to pass through the eye of a needle. That's right. 6 figures. A tiny knockoff Louis Vuitton handbag sold for $63,730 or $50 at auction earlier this week, because I think it's the end of days. I think if look at the purse. Have you looked at the purse? The green bag, made by the New York-based art collective MSCHF, that's his name, measures at 657 by 222 by 700 micrometers, smaller than a grain of salt and narrow enough to pass through the eye of a needle. Oh boy. The bag was on display in Paris, of course, earlier this month, mounted under a microscope. It acts as commentary on the impracticality of ever-shrinking luxury. Ever-shrinking luxury handbags, MSCHFSBWQ. What the fuck kind of name is that, by the way? He's creative officer, blah, blah, blah. He told, I think bag, this is what he's saying, I think bag is a funny object because it derives from something rigorously functional, Wisner said, but it has basically become jewelry. MSCHF has made waves in recent years for a big number of unusual creations, such as the big red boots, the Satan shoes with Lil Nas X. Oh, I remember those. The microscopic handbag was sold at auction house founded by Louis Vuitton men's designer and music producer Pharrell Williams. Wisner told The Times that the art collective hadn't asked for permission to use Louis Vuitton logo or design. We're big in the ask forgiveness, not permission school. So they took it. Pharrell, who's like the head art designer now of Louis Vuitton, said, you know what? This is such a dumb idea. This is such a stupid, like, look, the world is burning. Climate is changing. We have like migrants in New York right now. It's 90,000, I think. But let's make a handbag that you can't see unless it's under a microscope. And let's sell it for $63,000. All right. This is what incenses me. I have to say, I hope you can sleep. I bet you they can sleep at night. Those kind of people, they sleep very well. You know why? Because they're all jacked up on Benzies or whatever they're jacked up on, whatever the new blues or the reds or the greens. They probably take those designer little tiny ones or intravenous. But yeah, Pharrell loves big hats, so we made him an incredibly small bag. I'm gonna look at these comments. I just want to see what people have to say about this. I want to hear what you have to say about this. This is our 30th episode. This is exciting. Can you believe it? Can you believe you've held on this long? You've stayed with me. And those who have subscribed, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And those who have not and who are on the algorithm, what's going on? What's wrong with you? What's happening? Maybe you have problems at home. Maybe you need to see somebody and talk. Maybe you need to take tiny little pills and sleep. Or maybe not. I don't know. So, okay. Harry Henderson says, why wealthy people must be taxed. Oh, so this is why wealthy people must. I agree with Harry Henderson. Lots of economic insecurity out there. Charles Webster, priorities. These are not really good quotes. I actually like the comments from the New York Post way better because they really get into it. They get into fights. And I'm just going to look at the newest. Not a lot of people on HuffPost commenting. It's not like the New York Post. The New York Post, they're a loud bunch. Those readers, they can read and they can comment. HuffPost, I don't know. Anyway, you guys, would you buy a $63,000 handbag that's non-functional, that's smaller than a grain of salt? If you would, why? Just tell me why. Or you have problems? Do you have money that you're like, I don't like money. I want to get rid of it. And then you're just gonna, I don't know. That's just me. I'm just saying, look, here's the thing. We're all in this together. The planet is burning. People are buying $63,000 purses and nobody cares. They just want to buy the newest, tiny, microscopic Louis Vuitton purse at auction. And I want to know who that person is. Who bought it? They didn't mention who bought it. You know why? That's right. They didn't even mention who bought it. You know why they didn't mention it? Because they're probably so embarrassed. They're like, oh my God, I have so much money. I'm just so bored. I want to buy it. I don't know. Or maybe Pharrell bought it just to get some, I don't know, publicity. He probably bought it. He was like, I'm going to buy this tiny little purse just so I can have a little blip in the New York Post, or sorry, the Huffington Post. It is what it is, folks. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Go to McDonald's? Sneak out of the house and go to McDonald's and pretend that everything's planet isn't burning? I don't know. What are you going to do, folks? Are you going to go to Arby's? You're going to go to Chick-fil-A? You're going to buy a tiny little purse? This is a slow, dumb news of the week. I hope it picks up. I'm sure it will pick up. What have you guys been up to? I've been up to a lot. I was just on a vacation and I got a lot of pictures because I had to leave my dog. I couldn't take my dog with us. We couldn't take our dog with us because our dog can't fly. It can barely drive. It can barely be in a car. We have to drug it. Not drug it, make it sleepy because it's a nervous Nelly. I got a bunch of shows coming up in September. Do you want to hear them? Yes, you do. We have September 14th, Thursday, September 14th at Flanagan's in Geneva. I'm doing my hour. And then we have, what do we have after that? Oh, the 21st in Lausanne. I'm excited. I haven't worked there in a while. So if you have friends in Geneva or in Lausanne, or if you're in town, you just want to hang out in Lausanne and go get your Lausanne on, whatever that means, you can do that. You can get tickets at jenkirwin.com and they're going to sell out. I'm just saying it right now. You know why? Because it's the first show back up, first show of the season. So those are always packed. They traditionally are always packed. And I have a lot of new material. I'm not going to spoil it because I'm probably going to post some clips later. But anyway, thanks for liking and subscribing. 30th episode. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for?